Good evening, and thank you for joining us for 5 on 5. I'm Sherry Small, and I'm joined tonight by Scott Mangold. He's the author of the book entitled Tragedy at Southern Oregon, Tunnel 13. It's the story of the Diotrament brothers. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank
we
you for
appreciate having
me.
you. And this book is just coming out, and it has special significance to us here in Southern Oregon. Can you explain that?
Yes, it's hot off the press. The crime was committed in 1923. It was a heinous crime. We have just come up on the 90th year following the crime, and that's why we had special interest in getting this out as quickly as we could.
And it's known as the last great train robbery.
It is, and we don't like to refer to it that way.
Okay.
There's nothing great about an event that takes a life. And it was not a robbery because nothing was taken. There was nothing of value on the train in spite of rumors. And as a result, it was certainly a holdup, and 4 people died in it. But we prefer to call it a holdup.
Okay. And while you were writing this, what was the most intriguing thing that you discovered in your research?
I read a lot about the Diotrament family and discovered that there was a lot there that people have never heard before, which led me to a number of interviews, oral interviews. These were 3 bad boys. They were brothers. There were actually 5 brothers in the family, 5 and a half if you consider a stepbrother. And they accomplished some things. They were arguably contributory people. I was interested by what I found out about the family.
Which was?
Many dimensions. One of the, in fact it was the oldest brother, turned out that he had a fixed base aviation operation at the Salem airport. So this brings aviation, which was my background, aviation into the story.
Interesting. And this occurred, Tunnel 13, where is that located?
Tunnel 13 is right at the summit, the Siskiyou summit, up by Callahan's. It would be across the freeway from Callahan's to the west. And what was notable about this, it was a very steep grade, uphill and downhill, and all of the passenger trains had to stop and test their brakes. This gave a bad guy opportunity to jump on a slow-moving train.
Interesting. All right, Scott Mangold, stay with us, and you stay with us as well. We'll be right back right after this break. Welcome back. We are talking with Scott Mangold. He's the author of the book entitled Tragedy at Southern Oregon, Tunnel 13. It is a book that goes into great detail about the train, and we don't want to call it a robbing, but the holdup that happened on October 1923. Give us an idea of what moved you to write this.
I've been interested in this story for all of my adult life. When I came back from, actually when I was going to school in Salem, I was attending a function on a Sunday afternoon. Walking back to the campus, the friend I was with said, "Do you know who you were talking to? That's convicted killer Ray Diotrament." I did not. That got me very interested in the family. Other things, the service pulled me away. When I came home from the service, it was the 50th year after the crime, and there was a lot of media attention, which I followed very closely, and just found myself getting more and more interested in it as I researched further.
All right. And how many years of research would you say go into this book?
A lifetime? No. Probably 15 years. The last 2.5 I spent writing the book, and did a lot of research, of course, during that period.
And you're very involved with the Southern Oregon Historical Society?
I'm a volunteer there, a volunteer researcher, yes. And one reason we did the book was we want to be able to offer the proceeds to Southern Oregon Historical Society. We need all the help we can get.
All right. And there's an event coming up, a book signing?
There is. On the 14th, the Southern Oregon Historical Society, in their building downtown, will host an author's event or a signing. So we'll have probably a continuous loop TV showing 40 or 50 photos that were taken at the time of the crime, very interesting in itself. And while that's going on, I'll be autographing books.
All right, very nice. And if someone would like to get more information on the book and maybe take a look at your bio as well?
Yes, the website is historypress.net, our publishers, and they have a fine piece in there on the book.
All right. Scott Mangold, thank you so much. What an interesting subject, and sounds like a great read as well.
Thank you, Sherry, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome, thanks. And stay with us. We'll be right back right after the break.